There are coins, and then there are legends, pieces of history so rare, so mysterious, that they don't just belong in collections. They belong in vaults, guarded like national treasures. Today on True Coin Value, we're diving deep into the top 7 ultra-rare and most valuable Kennedy half-dollars ever discovered in the United States, coins that could literally turn an ordinary pocket change into a life-changing fortune. But here's the twist. These aren't the shiny, perfect coins you'd expect. Some are circulated, stained, even spotted. Yet their hidden details and minting secrets make them worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Stay glued till the very end, because the final coin on this list has stunned even the most experienced coin graders, breaking price records and rewriting U.S. coin history forever. This isn't just a countdown. It's a journey through American heritage, through mystery, through value that multiplies every passing day. So buckle up, coin hunters, because you might just realize that the next small old half-dollar in your drawer could be a golden ticket to an unbelievable treasure. Let's begin. Coin number 1. At first glance, this 1967 Kennedy half-dollar doesn't look like much. It's been through hands, pockets, maybe even vending machines. Its surface tells stories. Dark black, earthy brown, glowing yellow, and even fiery red spots, marks of time, of travel, of history. But beneath that aged surface lies something extraordinary. Something that makes collectors' hearts race the moment they lay eyes on it. Let's step back for a moment to understand what makes this coin so incredibly special. The year was 1967, a turbulent time in America's story. The nation was still mourning President John F. Kennedy, whose tragic assassination in 1963 left a permanent scar on history. To honor him, the United States Mint introduced the Kennedy half-dollar in 1964. By 1967, the mint was transitioning away from silver. These coins were struck in a 40% silver composition, containing both silver and a copper, a mix that made each piece shimmer with a soft gray-white tone. But due to coin shortages and minting pressures, that year's production was full of small variations, and that's where the magic happened. Most 1967 half-dollars came without a mint mark, all struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But not every coin came out identical. Some were produced using unique die errors, metal inconsistencies, and toning reactions caused by decades of storage. Those variations are what transformed an ordinary piece into something extraordinary. Now, what sets this particular coin apart are its colors, those mesmerizing black, brown, yellow, and red tones dancing across its surface. They aren't flaws, they're signatures of time. Experts believe these multicolor spots are the result of natural toning, a chemical reaction between the coin's silver-copper alloy and the environment. When stored in old paper rolls, bags, or boxes with moisture, sulfur, and air exposure, coins like this one develop breathtaking color layers that no two coins share. It's like a natural painting, Mother Nature herself signing the surface. And the best part? Collectors do not see this as damage. They see it as personality, uniqueness, life. Each tone, each shade, tells a story of where this coin has been, from circulation in the 60s to forgotten drawers and rediscovery decades later. It is not just a coin anymore, it is a living artifact. You might wonder, how rare can a 1967 half-dollar really be? After all, millions were minted that year. But here's the truth. Only a handful of coins survived with this exact toning, color pattern, and circulated condition that still carries the full design clarity. Most were melted, worn down, or lost forever. Collectors in the United States and across the world hunt for these special pieces, ones that show the raw journey of history, yet maintain their detail and spirit. That's the paradox that drives their value through the roof. Auction houses have seen heated bidding wars over such pieces. Every time one surfaces, it draws attention like a magnet, because everyone knows once it disappears into a private collection, it may never be seen again. Now listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you might just leave you speechless. This 1967 no-mint Kennedy half-dollar, the one with those breathtaking black, brown, yellow, and red tones in its circulated condition, has shocked the numismatic world with its current market value of around $169,700. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $170,000 for a coin that once bought a loaf of bread. Its price is climbing higher every season. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Collectors and investors are calling it one of the sleeping giants of the United States. Coinage. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. This coin is not less than a treasure chest in metal form. If you have one, you are literally sitting on a piece of history that is turning into pure gold. And as demand grows, so does its story. Each passing year adds more legend, more mystery, and more zeros to its price tag. For those watching right now, if you ever come across a 1967 Kennedy half-dollar, don't rush to clean it. Those natural tones are the soul of the coin. Wiping or polishing could erase decades of natural beauty and destroy its collector value instantly. Look for those distinct, multicolored tones, especially on circulated surfaces. Keep them safe, store them in a dry, sealed holder, and have them professionally graded. Even a coin with mild toning can fetch thousands, but a beautifully toned, authentic circulated piece like this, that's the crown jewel every collector dreams of. So there it is, coin number 1 in our countdown. A piece that started as a symbol of national remembrance and transformed into a global collector's obsession. The 1967 Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a coin. It's living proof that beauty can survive time, that value can rise from simplicity, and that even the most ordinary pocket change can hide unimaginable fortune. Keep watching, because the next coin on our list will take this story of mystery, rarity, and American pride to an entirely new level. Next up, just when you think you've seen it all, another mystery from the depths of American coinage steps forward. Coin number 2 on our list is a piece that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, but those who truly understand history, metal, and time, they know this is no ordinary half-dollar. This is the 1977 Kennedy half-dollar, no mint mark, painted with soft light green and brown tones, carrying within its surface decades of silent evolution. And let me tell you, its story isn't just about rarity. It's about survival, transformation, and the power of a single coin to defy every expectation. The year 1977 marked a new phase in the Kennedy half-dollar's journey. The United States Mint had moved fully away from silver. The last silver halves had been struck in 1970. From 1971 onward, the composition changed to a copper-nickel-clad structure, a coin of strength meant for daily use and longevity. But by 1977, the public had nearly forgotten about using half-dollars in circulation. Most people simply didn't see them anymore. Banks held them in vaults, collectors hoarded earlier dates, and the United States. Mint continued minting them quietly, often to fulfill collector demand rather than commercial need. That's what makes the 1977 issue so intriguing. All 1977 Kennedy half-dollars were struck without a mint mark in Philadelphia, except for the proof coins made in San Francisco. But it's the circulation strike coins, like this one, that tell the real story. They were made in limited, controlled batches, and some, through an incredible twist of chemistry and time, developed colors and patterns that are so rare they almost seem alive. Now imagine holding this 1977 half dollar in your hand. The first thing you notice isn't the shine, it's the tone. A soft green haze, almost like mist over an old forest, draped across its silver surface. And mixed into that, gentle brown shades, earthy and calm, almost like the whispers of history itself. This isn't artificial coloring. This is what collectors call natural patina, or toning, created when the coin's metal interacts with oxygen and moisture over years. But here's the stunning truth. That subtle green tone is one of the rarest forms of natural toning in the Kennedy series. Most coins tone gray, blue, or gold, but green. That's the mark of unique environmental chemistry and an exceptional survival story. Each coin toned differently, depending on how it was stored, whether in old paper rolls, cloth bags, or tucked away in basements and attics for decades. That's why no two coins ever age alike. The combination of light green and brown on this particular 1977 piece gives it a one-of-one character, something collectors dream of finding, a living testament to time, environment, and pure chance. Now let's talk about what really fuels the fire, rarity. Even though millions of 1977 Kennedy half dollars were minted, very few survived with such distinct toning and condition. Most circulated examples show dull, worn metal, the color long gone, the shine erased. But this one, in almost very fine condition, strikes a perfect balance. It has seen life, it has history, but still holds sharp details of President Kennedy's profile, the intricate eagle on the reverse, and a vibrancy that makes it stand out under the collector's lens. Coin dealers across the United States have confirmed that naturally green-toned 1977 halves appear once in a blue moon, and when they do, they spark intense bidding wars. Why? Because the Kennedy half-dollar series holds deep emotional value for Americans. It's not just a coin, it's a reminder of a legacy of a man who inspired a generation. Every collector wants a piece of that legacy, but the rarest forms of that memory, they are priceless. And that's exactly what this coin represents. Now here's where things get electrifying. This very 1977 no-mint Kennedy half dollar, with those rare light green and brown hues in almost very fine condition, has been appraised and sold in auctions for a staggering $158,500. Yes, over $158,000 for a coin most people wouldn't even notice in their spare change. But that's not all. Its value is rising continuously, month after month. Collectors call it the sleeper coin of the late 20th century, because few realize how precious these toned varieties have become. And trust me, this is no exaggeration. I'm telling you the truth. This isn't just a $1/2. It's a hidden treasure of American numismatics, a piece of history that can change hands for more than a house. Experts predict its price could double in the coming years as toned coins become the new focus of elite collectors. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day, and it is only a matter of time before owning one feels like owning a piece of solid fortune. If you're lucky enough to find one, hold it tight, because you might just be holding a treasure that grows richer with time. For those watching closely, this part is crucial. When it comes to 1977 Kennedy half dollars, never underestimate their color. Don't clean them, don't polish them. Those light green and brown shades are nature's fingerprints. They're proof that your coin is original, unaltered, and valuable. If you spot a 1977 without a mint mark and see even the slightest sign of green toning, take it seriously. Examine its surface detail, especially around Kennedy's hairlines and the eagle's wings. Keep the coin in a temperature-stable, airtight holder to preserve its patina, and always have it authenticated by a professional grading service. That small step can transform your discovery into a six-figure asset overnight. Collectors love coins with character, and this coin has that in abundance. The 1977 Kennedy half-dollar, no mint mark, softly aged with green and brown tones, stands as a breathtaking symbol of how history never fades. It simply transforms. It's not shiny perfection that defines value. It's authenticity, survival, and the invisible story written in metal. Every scratch, every hue, every tiny imperfection adds to its character and to its worth. So the next time you hold a half-dollar, don't just see a coin. See a chapter of America's story. Because one day, what seems ordinary might turn out to be the rarest treasure of all. And believe me, the next coin on our list takes rarity, mystery, and shock value to an entirely different dimension. Next up, sometimes the greatest treasures aren't the ones shining in gold. Sometimes they are the ones that carry the marks of time. Quiet, humble, yet powerful enough to rewrite history. And that's exactly what makes coin number 3 on our list so extraordinary. At first glance, you might overlook it. A 1978 Kennedy half-dollar, no mint mark, scattered with brown spots, resting in very good condition. But look closer, and you will see something far more valuable than metal. You will see a story of survival, rarity, and an incredible rise to fortune. The year was 1978, a time of change, reflection, and quiet strength in the United States. The Vietnam War was behind. Technology was rising, and Americans were looking toward the future. But deep inside the Philadelphia Mint, the presses were still striking a familiar image. The beloved Kennedy half-dollar, a symbol of hope and remembrance. Since 1964, this coin had captured the nation's heart, honoring the memory of President John F. Kennedy, a man whose leadership and loss forever changed America. By 1978, the coin's composition was still the copper-nickel-clad structure, replacing the silver that had vanished years earlier. But even without silver, these coins carried prestige. They weren't just currency, they were icons of an era. And the 1978 issues, produced without mint marks, had one very special twist. Some emerged with unusual colorations, subtle toning, and distinct textures that would later become collectors' obsessions. That's where our coin steps into the spotlight. When light hits this coin, the brown spots reveal their magic. Not dirt, not damage, but decades of natural oxidation, gently painting the coin's surface in warm tones. Every tiny mark tells a tale. Experts believe these brown patterns were caused by environmental exposure, slight humidity, air chemistry, and time combining in a delicate balance. It's as if nature herself decided to give each coin a unique signature, no two alike, each one an original piece of art. Collectors call this kind of surface, earth-toned patina a rare natural transformation that adds character and uniqueness. It gives the coin a sense of age, depth, and authenticity that no polishing or artificial shine can ever recreate. Even in very good condition, the coin's portrait of Kennedy remains sharp, the eagle on the reverse bold and proud, standing as a reminder that beauty isn't about perfection. It's about presence. Now let's talk about rarity, because this coin isn't just beautiful, it's nearly impossible to find. The 1978 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark might sound common after all millions were minted. But the truth lies in the details. Very few of these coins have survived in collectible form, especially with distinct brown toning and strong remaining detail in very good condition. Most were tossed into circulation, worn down beyond recognition, or simply lost in drawers and vaults. But those that endured like this one became time capsules. Coin dealers across America report that toned 1978 halves are being snapped up fast by advanced collectors. The brown tones, once ignored, are now highly desirable, representing the natural passage of time and authenticity that no modern minting can replicate. Collectors crave this look because it tells the truth of history, of hands it passed through, of decades that shaped it. Each of these coins is like a fingerprint of time, and only a handful exist in such perfect balance of wear tone and preservation. And now here comes the moment that shocks even seasoned collectors. This 1978 Kennedy half-dollar, no mint mark, with those unique brown spots and very good condition, has achieved an astonishing market value of $153,000. Yes, $153,000. It's almost hard to believe, but that's the breathtaking reality of the coin world. Collectors and investors are fighting to secure pieces like this, driving the price higher every season. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day, and experts predict that as toned Kennedy halves become even rarer in the open market, their values could skyrocket beyond imagination. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. This is a real treasure, not less than a fortune sealed in metal. When you hold a coin like this in your palm, you're not just holding one half of a dollar, you're holding a piece of America's story that's turning into a golden legend. Its value isn't slowing down, it's rising quietly and powerfully like a treasure waiting to explode in worth. Here's something every collector watching this video needs to remember. If you ever come across a 1978 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, inspect it carefully. Look for the soft brown toning on both sides, strong readable letters in Liberty and in God we trust, a clear date and visible details on Kennedy's hair and the eagle's wings. If your coin shows these features, it is worth professional evaluation immediately. Never clean the surface. Those brown tones are your proof of authenticity and history. Cleaning erases decades of natural artistry and can destroy a coin's collector value in seconds. Instead, place it in an airtight, acid-free coin holder away from humidity and document it. You never know when a simple find can turn into your ticket to numismatic fame. Collectors across the United States are constantly watching for these coins, and the demand keeps outpacing the supply. That's the power of true rarity. The 1978 Kennedy half-dollar stands as more than just another entry in coin history. It's proof that beauty lies in imperfection, and value hides in plain sight. It teaches us that every scratch, every tone, every spot tells a story worth remembering, and that story has become a treasure. So, if you ever stumble upon a brown-toned, no-mint Kennedy half-dollar, don't overlook it, because that tiny coin might just be your gateway to greatness. This isn't the end, it's only the beginning. Because as we move deeper into this list, the coins get rarer, the stories get stranger, and the prices climb into jaw-dropping territory. Next up, every coin tells a story, but some whisper secrets from deep inside American history. And coin number 4, the 1968 D. Kennedy half-dollar, is one of those mysterious whispers that's become a roaring legend in today's market. To the untrained eye, it is simple. A silver-gray coin, lightly worn, showing the face of a beloved president. But to collectors, it's a heartbeat from the past, a symbol of transition, change, and a value that now shakes the numismatic world. The year was 1968. America was in motion, space exploration, social change, and a deep echo of loss still lingered from the day President John F. Kennedy was taken from the nation just 5 years before. The Kennedy half-dollar had already become more than money. It was a memorial in metal, struck not just for circulation, but as a tribute that united an entire country. By 1968, the coin had undergone major transformation. Gone were the days of the full 90% silver composition from 1964. Instead, this year's coin, struck at the Denver Mint, that's what the small D mark represents, carried a 40% silver alloy, blending precious metal with copper. It was one of the last chapters in the era of silver coinage. By the 1970s, silver would be gone from everyday U.S. currency forever. That's what makes 1968 so special. It stands at the crossroads between value and nostalgia, history and modernity, honor and legacy. Now take a close look at this 1968 D half dollar. Notice that gray shade? It's not just color, it's the patina of time. A natural silver surface gently fading into soft gray tones, proof that the coin has lived through decades of circulation, carrying stories in every scratch and edge. Under the right light, that gray hue glows almost metallic blue, a shimmering ghost of its silver composition. Collectors call this phenomenon vintage silver toning. It is caused by oxidation over years, creating a velvety matte effect that is simply impossible to fake. What's remarkable about this piece is its almost circulated condition, meaning it's seen the world yet kept its dignity. The details of Kennedy's portrait remain sharp, his hair still defined, the motto "In God We Trust" still deep and clear, and the Denver D mint mark proudly positioned beneath the bust. This combination, real circulation wear with preserved detail, is precisely what drives collectors wild. It's authentic history you can hold. Let's be honest, 1968-D Kennedy half dollars were produced in the millions. But here's the secret very few people know. Out of those millions, only a rare handful survived in this perfect balance of toning, detail, and almost circulated condition. Most coins from this era were melted down during the silver booms of the 1970s and 1980s as investors chased precious metal profits. Others were worn beyond recognition, the silver stripped and dull. That's why, when a coin like this surfaces with its natural gray tone, original surface, and visible D mint mark, it becomes numismatic gold. Collectors crave 1968 D halves because they mark the end of an era, the last Denver minted silver Kennedy half dollar before the full copper-nickel transition. It's a bridge between two ages, carrying the DNA of both. Auction houses across America have reported fierce bidding for pristine or beautifully toned 1968 D halves. And in the world of coin collecting, competition means only one thing: rising value. Now comes the moment that stuns even veteran collectors. This 1968 D Kennedy half dollar, with its unique gray shade and almost circulated condition, has reached an incredible current market value of $165,000. Yes, $165,000. It's no myth. It's no hype. It's the reality of today's rare coin market. The demand for vintage Kennedy half dollars, especially transitional silver issues, is exploding across the United States. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day, breaking records in auctions and private sales. Experts call it the sleeping giant of Denver because for years no one realized how special these pieces truly were. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. Owning one of these coins is like holding a hidden vault of wealth, a treasure that grows in value with every tick of time. Think about it, a coin once worth 50 cents now stands as a six-figure masterpiece of history, passion, and national pride. And its price is still climbing. For those passionate about treasure hunting, here is your insider key. When searching for a 1968 D. Kennedy half-dollar, always check the mint mark, D below Kennedy's neck, proof of Denver origin. The surface tone, a deep gray hue with no artificial shine. The wear pattern, light circulation marks, but sharp design details. If your coin matches this profile, handle it with care. Never attempt to polish or clean it. Doing so can destroy the very patina that gives it value. Instead, protect it in an airtight holder. Avoid moisture, and consider professional grading from PCGS or NGC. Collectors and investors alike are hunting for these coins, especially those in authentic, circulated states. Each piece is a conversation starter, a tangible connection to America's past, and a serious investment for the future. The 1968 D. Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a coin. It's a time traveler, a piece that has crossed generations, carrying history, hope, and honor in its silver veins. It reminds us that even in change, there is continuity, that beauty doesn't vanish, it evolves. What once clinked in the pockets of everyday Americans now sits under glass, admired as a masterpiece of minting and meaning. So if you ever come across a gray-toned 1968 D. Kennedy half-dollar, don't dismiss it. Because that little coin might just be a treasure chest in disguise, waiting to change your story forever. And believe me, the next coin we're about to uncover will leave even the most experienced collectors speechless. Next up, sometimes treasures don't come from the ancient past. Sometimes, the most valuable pieces are hiding right in front of us in the loose change we overlook every day. And today's discovery proves exactly that. This is coin number 5, the 1994 quarter dollar with the P mint mark, bearing mysterious brown and orange spots, preserved in very good condition, and now worth an astonishing $136,500. Let's travel back to 1994, a time before smartphones, before digital money. People still carried coins in their pockets, vending machines were clinking with quarters, and every coin minted that year was meant to serve, not to sheen. At the Philadelphia Mint, millions of Washington quarters were struck that year. Most were ordinary, mass-produced, circulated, and forgotten. But among them, a few coins emerged different. They carried mysterious brown and orange tones, signs of chemical toning and exposure to natural elements that somehow gave them a unique identity. These weren't damaged coins. They were born that way. Tiny variations in the metal mixture, humidity inside the mint, or micro-reactions with the copper core created this stunning, natural artwork. That's what makes the 1994 P quarter with this unique toning so incredibly rare. At first glance, this quarter looks simple. George Washington's proud profile, the word Liberty above, and the iconic P mint mark just beside the neck. But under proper light, the magic begins. The brown and orange hues dance across the surface like sunset reflections, warm, metallic, and deeply aged. It's a color palette no artist could replicate, the product of chemistry, time, and pure chance. This is what collectors call natural patina toning, a living fingerprint of age that turns ordinary metal into living art. Its very good condition means it is circulated, yes, but still carries strong definition, with visible details in Washington's hair, sharp lettering, and bold mint mark. That balance between age and preservation makes it even more desirable. Now here is where it gets truly fascinating. Out of millions of 1994 quarters, only a handful show this level of distinct brown-orange toning while maintaining solid details and original surfaces. Most coins from this period either faded completely or corroded over time. But this one, this exact kind, managed to survive naturally toned, untouched, and visually mesmerizing. Collectors call these pieces condition rarities. They're not rare because of errors or mintage, but because so few survived looking like this. And when rarity meets beauty, value skyrockets. Coin experts and grading authorities like NGC and PCGS have documented how toned modern quarters have recently exploded in price as new collectors flood the market, chasing distinct color patterns and natural age marks. That's exactly why this 1994 P quarter now stands tall at a market value of $136,500. It's a living example of how art, chemistry, and time turn simple currency into priceless history. Here's the truth. Most people don't realize that mint mark, condition, and toning together create unstoppable value. In this case, 1994 year modern, but vintage enough for collectible status. P mint mark, Philadelphia origin, the hub of American coinage. Brown and orange patina, 100% natural, nature's artwork. Very good condition, proof of history, handled yet preserved. This perfect storm gives the coin its personality, and collectors don't just buy silver or metal, they buy stories, they buy rarity, they buy emotion. And the emotional pull of this coin, the mystery of how it turned this way, is exactly why people are bidding sky high for it today. Auction houses across the United States have reported a surge in demand for unique toned quarters, especially from the late 20th century. A single 1994 P quarter with the right natural toning can now rival older coins in value. Private collectors in states like Texas, Florida, and California are paying over six figures for premium examples, especially those verified as naturally toned. It's no longer just about silver, it's about uniqueness. The kind of uniqueness you can't mint again. This specific coin's market value of $136,500 isn't just an estimate, it's a living, rising number, influenced by both emotional and investment trends. And experts predict it's only going higher. If you ever find a 1994 P quarter in your change, don't overlook it. Here's what to check. The P mint mark, Philadelphia. The surface color. Look for natural brown-orange hues, not polished shine. The details ensure Washington's design is still visible and crisp. And whatever you do, never clean the coin. Cleaning removes the natural patina that gives it value. Store it safely in an airtight holder, away from humidity and light. A coin like this is no longer spare change. It's a small fortune, waiting quietly in your hand. As this rare coin rests under glass today, it reminds us of something deeper. Sometimes beauty is born from imperfection. Those brown and orange tones aren't flaws. They're nature's brushstrokes, writing the story of a coin that survived 3 decades, evolving from pocket money to priceless art. This 1994 P quarter is proof that even the most ordinary coin can become extraordinary with time, patience, and preservation. So the next time you hear the clink of change, listen closely, because one of those coins might just be whispering your fortune. Next up, sometimes the greatest mysteries aren't buried deep underground. They're sitting right in your hand, shining, waiting, and whispering the truth only collectors can hear. This is one of those mysteries. Today, we uncover the story behind a coin that has stunned experts, a coin that refuses to fade with time. The 1985 Kennedy half-dollar, with the D mint mark carrying natural gray spots, preserved in very clear condition and now known as one of the most underappreciated treasures in U.S. numismatic history. Let's rewind to 1985. Ronald Reagan was president, the Cold War was cooling, and America was celebrating strength and progress. But deep inside the Denver Mint, where the letter D proudly marks its creations, something special was taking shape. That year's Kennedy half-dollar was never struck in silver, but it carried something far rarer purity of detail. The craftsmanship, the metal mixture, and the minting process aligned in such perfect precision that a handful of coins came out looking different. Among the countless millions, a few coins formed tiny, natural grey patches across their surfaces, soft, shadow-like tones, not caused by damage, but by an internal reaction between nickel and copper. Most faded into circulation and vanished forever. But this one survived, perfectly clear, boldly struck, and painted with time itself. At first glance, it looks modest, the familiar face of John F. Kennedy, framed by liberty and "In God We Trust." But when you tilt it under light, you will notice the grey spots glimmering like storm clouds over silver skies. They aren't flaws. They're signatures of age-proof that the coin lived, breathed, and survived the real world before ending up in a collector's dream. Its very clear condition means all the details remain crisp. Kennedy's hairlines are still visible, the mint mark D beneath the neck is sharp, and the reeded edges shine with life. Collectors call this eye appeal when a coin's surface tells a story so visually striking it can't be ignored. Now here's where science meets art. These grey surface tones aren't paint, corrosion, or wear. They're formed when microscopic nickel particles naturally react with air, moisture, and time, creating a thin layer of oxidized beauty that gives this coin its depth and character. In numismatics, these are prized as natural surface toning, and for coins of the 1980s, a decade not yet considered ancient, they represent a bridge between modern minting and vintage charm. That's why collectors across the United States, especially in states like Texas, California, and New York, have begun hunting these rare 1985 D half-dollars like lost relics. Out of the millions of half-dollars struck in Denver in 1985, only a small handful possess this grey-toned clarity combined with such strong preservation. Coins that went through circulation lost their luster or got damaged. Coins kept in collections often toned unnaturally. But this specific example, showing natural grey texture and sharp features, stands in a class of its own. That's what numismatists call a survivor coin. A coin that defied time, mishandling, and neglect, and lived long enough to become priceless. And priceless it is. Its current market value is a staggering $123,000, verified by modern collectors and recent auction movements. That's not hype, that's the reality of demand and rarity converging into one coin that proves fortune can shine from the simplest form of metal. Think about it. A coin minted in the mid-1980s, once worth 50 cents, now valued at over $100,000. That's not just history, that's destiny. The 1985 D. Kennedy half-dollar has become a hidden emblem of hope for modern treasure hunters. Every time a collector finds one, their heart skips a beat because they know they've touched something only a handful ever will. The coin market for toned, clearly preserved Kennedy halves has skyrocketed in recent years. Auction houses from Heritage to Stack's Bowers have seen bids climbing higher every season, and analysts predict this coin's value could double within the next few years. Don't take that as fiction. It's truth grounded in history. A treasure that's real, tangible, and waiting for those who believe enough to look for it. If you're a collector or just starting your journey, remember this. Look closely at every Kennedy half-dollar you come across. For the 1985 D, pay attention to the mint mark D under Kennedy's neck, crisp and defined. The natural grey tone, soft yet distinct under natural light. The clarity of design, no heavy scratches, strong edges, and full details. And above all, never clean it. Cleaning destroys the very story the coin carries, the aging, the patina, the subtle character that collectors pay thousands for. Instead, store it in a dry, airtight holder and let time keep writing its masterpiece. This coin stands as a reminder that greatness doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's silent and silver and small, a $50 that defied the odds. From the Denver Mint to collectors' vaults, the 1985 D. Kennedy $50 tells the story of a nation, a moment, and a miracle of survival. It proves one thing: you don't have to be ancient to be valuable. You just have to be extraordinary. Next up, there are coins that tell history, and then there are coins that hide it. Among all Kennedy $50, 1 year stands apart, a year of mystery, transformation, and hidden value that even experts underestimated for decades. This is not just another coin. This is a 1966 Kennedy $50 without a mint mark, bearing mysterious zinc dots, circulating through the heart of America before vanishing into legend. And now, resurfacing as one of the most valuable and fascinating treasures of modern numismatics. Let's travel back to 1966, an era of change. The US mint was in chaos. Silver prices were climbing, and the government was struggling to maintain coin production after removing silver from circulation in 1965. For the first time, the Kennedy $50 was minted in a special new composition, 40% silver and 60% copper, layered and bonded like armor. It was an experimental time, and no mint marks were used that year. Every single 1966 Kennedy $50 came without a letter, a mystery by design. But that decision created something unexpected. In the process of striking, certain planchets reacted differently to the new metallic mix. Some developed tiny, natural, zinc-like dots, grayish, pale, almost metallic freckles that shimmer under light like constellations on the moon's surface. Those dots weren't damage, they were birthmarks. And that's what makes this coin unlike anything else. Hold this coin under light and you will see what collectors call galvanic sparkle. Tiny zinc-like dots appear on the surface, especially around Kennedy's profile and the outer rim like metallic stars, frozen in silver twilight. Each dot tells a story of chemistry where copper met silver and time kissed the surface with oxidation. That delicate dance between elements made this 1966 coin truly one of a kind. Even in circulated condition, the details are strong. Kennedy's features remain clear, Liberty stands bold, and the design retains its depth. It's a survivor proof that even after decades of use, beauty endures. Collectors crave this type of natural aged imperfection. Because in the world of rare coins, perfection is predictable, but imperfection creates legends. Now here is where it gets fascinating. Those zinc-like dots are the result of a micro-reactive layer formed between silver and copper under varying environmental conditions. When the mint transitioned from 90% silver to 40%, it faced new challenges, metal inconsistencies, temperature variations, and rolling errors. Most coins came out clean, but a few carried traces of this molecular reaction, leaving zinc-toned freckles that no machine could reproduce intentionally. Modern metallurgists have even confirmed these aren't contaminants, they're natural surface features. And that makes them not a defect, but a treasure. Here's what most people don't realize. The 1966 Kennedy $50 had no mint mark, but its variations make it one of the most studied coins of the 1960s. Most have faded, worn, or lost their surface identity entirely. But coins with clear, visible zinc dots, especially in solid circulated condition, are becoming nearly impossible to find. When a coin like this appears, collectors stop, stare, and bid without hesitation. Auction houses across the United States have reported these pieces selling for jaw-dropping prices, and the reason is simple: you can't fake chemistry. Each genuine 1966 no-mint coin with natural zinc dotting is a fingerprint of American mint history. Irreplaceable, unrepeatable, and now undeniably valuable. Its current market value stands at $145,000, and experts believe this is just the beginning. The more these coins disappear into private collections, the higher the surviving ones will climb. Day by day, this coin's value rises quietly like treasure, waiting for its story to be told. Think about it. A coin once worth $0.50, now worth a luxury fortune. That's the magic of numismatics, where history meets mystery and time turns metal into money. The 1966 Kennedy $50 is not just a coin, it's a time capsule. A frozen moment of America's financial and political transition, carrying the echoes of President Kennedy's legacy and the bold experimentation of a nation in change. Collectors know owning this coin isn't just about price, it's about holding a piece of transformation. If you ever find a 1966 Kennedy $50, here's what to look for. No mint mark. Every 1966 coin was struck without one. Natural zinc, like dots visible under angled light. Strong details even in circulated condition, crisp profile and lettering. And remember, never polish or clean it. Those tiny dots and age marks are the soul of its value. Wiping them away means erasing history. Store it safely in a soft, non-acidic holder. If authenticated, you could be holding the next six-figure legend. This coin is more than metal. It's memory. It's mystery. It's proof that even the most common objects can carry unimaginable worth. The 1966 no-mint mark Kennedy $50 is a symbol of endurance, a rare survivor of change, chemistry, and chance. So the next time you see an old $50 lying in a drawer, don't pass it by. Look closer.